right, welcome back to the Patriot Hour. It is Tuesday, June 11th, 2019. I am Michael, your host. If you're new to the channel, thanks for stopping by. If you are a returning Patriot, welcome back. We got a few things we're going to jump into here. I know you saw the headline. That's probably why you jumped in. Vegas, more things coming out that they were trying to hold from the public. They generally didn't want the public to know about. We're going to get into that right here in a minute. Also, well, that's the only thing we're going to get into. I decided I got something else that just came up, but I'm going to make two separate videos. They're both too important to try to squeeze them both in. We'll keep this short and simple. Again, if you're new to the channel, I'm Michael. This is the Patriot Hour where we discuss ongoing breaking news, things that aren't, we have to dig, all right? It's a collective, it's a tidbits of information, leaks of sorts, or just information bursting out of the seams in DC, all right? DC's dirty laundry. Listen to everything you can, folks. Don't take anything we say here to be truth, fact, 100% word. You're going to do your own research, use your own mind, your gut, your instincts, connect the dots, research for yourself, and don't believe anything until you can verify it in your own right, okay? All right, let's jump right on in here. Again, folks, take a look in the description box down below. All the links. We've gotten tons of donations. We appreciate it. You guys are sharing the videos across all your social media platforms. That is really, truly helping because we are shadow banned. Okay, Vegas massacre eyewitnesses confirm 5 Middle Eastern men dressed in black, single file line, AR-15 assault rifle style with shoulder straps. Now, folks, we know, I don't know if I've ever gone over the video that made me jump off the couch tonight that happened. It was on mainstream channels. It was like one of the first videos released by somebody with a cell phone. And it was literally on NBC, all right? The NBC's sitting there. They're showing it in their little box right here, you know, somewhere right here. And then it full screens. And it's the most common video that most people have seen. I'm going to try to find that and show that later on today. But anyway, let's get back to this article. That's something to keep in mind for another episode coming up. So pay attention for that drop. Okay, so it appears that more have been going on during the night of the October 1st Las Vegas shooting, okay? Now we have, then authorities would like the general public to know about Las Vegas. Official FBI documents obtained by Intel Hub reveal that several eyewitnesses spotted a group of 4 or 5 Middle Eastern men between the ages of 20 and 30, dressed in all black, traveling in a single file formation, heading eastbound on Reno Ave, just of Las Vegas Boulevard around 11:15 p.m. on the night of October 1st, 2017 massacre, in which 58 people were reportedly killed by a crazed lone gunman named Stephen Paddock. One eyewitness to the clandestine group told federal investigators that he was near the south side of the Excalibur around 11:15 p.m. when he and others saw 5 foreign guys heading eastbound on Reno Drive, just west of Vegas Boulevard. In the report, the eyewitnesses describes how all of the men wearing black clothing were walking in a single file line about 5 feet from each person. The 5th and final guy had what appeared to be a black assault rifle and a shoulder strap across his chest, he explained. So this headline here, single file line AR-15, I had said style, because that's just somebody's, what they thought it looked like, okay? Trying to keep it what it says. So the 5th and final guy had appeared he wasn't sure, but that's what it looks. So here's a voluntary statement. This was Kyle Erickson. Was at Route 91. Was a few info. His last scene, I can't even read this. Like fireworks turned into thousands of shots. So he heard what he sounded like. Jason was rutted off the stop, and Ken, the crowd, took off running towards the venue entrance. 11:15, we saw 5-person guys heading eastbound on Reno Drive, just west of Vegas Boulevard. All were dressed in black attire, so black button-up, and aligned in a formation closest. The 5 guys were walking in a single file line, about 5 feet between each person. Appeared to be black assault rifle and a strap across his chest. All right, this is signed. So coincidentally, another eyewitness report filed with the FBI on October 2nd of 2017 confirms that men were in fact dressed in black, as the other eyewitnesses stated, and were at the same location around the same time. We saw 4 to 5 that looked Middle Eastern, walking in a single file line dressed in all black. The witness said in the statement, the last person in line had a shoulder strap on AR-15. So we got here Catherine Yvonne Moniz. We were at the last showing of the country concert across the street from the Luxor, and immediately ducked down and started running towards the Excalibur. We waited around the casino for 10 minutes and then started running again towards the Luxor through the backside, Reno plus the Las Vegas Boulevard. We ran through a back door, and as we turned to the right, we saw about 4 to 5 that looked Middle Eastern, walking in a single file line dressed in all black. Plus the last person in the back, he had a shoulder strap on, AR-15. We immediately ran to the opposite direction where we came from and hid in a closet till a police officer rounded us up about 11:30. 20 through 30 years old were the men. Who were these men and what were they doing there? So Shepard Ambullis is an opinion journalist, analyst, political pundit, and founder of the editor-in-chief of the Intel Hub. So, folks, that is very, 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 very interesting. Some more information coming out about all this we knew. Now, there's other stories floating around, all right, that Trump was there that night on the same floor. This is a little bit of just hearsay, I guess, at this point, kind of like things like this that are slowly and more so coming out. But the story goes that Trump was there that night on the same floor, right, meeting with somebody from Saudi Arabia. Because if you remember, a day or two later after the Vegas shooting, Saudi Arabia went through a purge where they went around and arrested thousands of sheiks and head people in the country that were, dealing with bad things or really doing bad things, I guess. So they had their purge over there. They rounded up tons of people, put them out of power. And that this paddock, if you remember all the reports how it came out that the security hotel cameras on that floor weren't working, they were disabled or something, but yet this guy had his whole room wired up. Why, this paddock guy. We know he worked for the FBI, folks. He was a gun runner. He was a somebody that, the plausible deniability, you hire this contractor, he goes around for the last 5-10 years selling guns to Middle Eastern men in hotel rooms, unbeknownst to the public around. That's how they do these things. They meet up. And this guy, he probably was being used, like if you know most other people, there's been great documentation on it. You can watch the one with years ago with Tom Cruise, how he was flying drugs for the CIA and how bad that story comes out of how this guy was used. Because at the end of it all, you go down, you get killed, they just turn their back and they act like they don't know nothing about you. It all ends up being remained secret and gets filed as such. And we don't see it, the dawn of light. It doesn't see the dawn of light for 50, 60, 100 years. So, that's why this guy wired his room up, because he was an FBI informant, gun runner for him. And he would typically meet with these people, give guns, wrap up all his hidden cameras, get the footage over to his handler. And he thought these things would go to court eventually. And he'd get paid lots of money. And then he was a gambler. They talk about, he loved this gambling. Well, he did these gun things and then he'd make lots of money. He'd gamble. And he thought he was a American hero. He thought that he was taking lots of bad people down, that things were going to court secretly, maybe in the FISAs, and people were getting hung and put down, prison for life. But if you look in, like Paddock was in Chicago 2 weeks or a week before at another hotel in Chicago overlooking like Lollapalooza, you know, that was happening, the 15th, 20th annual Lollapalooza festival. Same scenario, overlooking a concert, but something didn't happen that day. Either the bad guys didn't show up to do the gun thing, or if it had to do with Trump, because that's, you know, the Vegas story is supposed to be this guy marched down, shoots into that room, gets Trump and whoever else, and then comes back, and whoever else is involved, they shoot out the windows and start shooting at the concert. So imagine that mark in history. That would have been bigger than the JFK, right? That would have been a huge event. But all we ended up getting were people shot senselessly out in the concert. That was all they could pull off. All of it stinks. We're going to get to the bottom of it. We're going to keep following stories like this. I thought this was interesting to bring to you guys' attention. Dig around on the Vegas story with Trump. It's out there. We've dug in months, a year ago, me, Ben, Scott, me specifically, looking at like Trump's records that are available. Folks, I mean, there's no flight record of Trump leaving DC and landing in Vegas that night. I mean, there's things that he was gone. He got back earlier that day. It's very plausible he could have, off the record, flew out there and got back and everything. But there is no record of Air Force One taking him into Vegas that day, to my knowledge. But there is the fact that it shows that he landed earlier, got back to DC, that there was plenty of time for him to get on a plane and get out there. But it's not something that we can actually prove at this particular time. So therefore, it's just filed in this other place in our heads to keep an eye on all of it. So again, we'll shut this one down. I'll get into this other article right away. So look for a few more videos again coming out throughout the day and into the evening. Lots going on, lots to bring to you guys in our journey of truth. Okay, fellow digital warriors, I'm Mike. This is a Patriot Hour. God bless, Godspeed each and every one of you. We'll see you back here real soon on the next Patriot Hour update video.